Hey, it's Quadex here. Smash that like button, comment, Q, or any other comments you may have. Make sure you're subscribed. Once I reach 10,000 subscribers, I'll be uploading one video every hour, so 24 videos in a day. If this video gets 500 likes, I will make the next part longer. Get my Instagram to 400 followers. The link to that will be in the description. If that gets to 400 followers, I will have a poll for what series you guys want a 1 hour video on. Let's get into the story. Roll the intro. The hidden village in the leaves buzzed with activity. Even though it was nearly in the morning, a lot of people could be seen walking the streets and chatting with each other, and they weren't any locals. Quite a few more from other villages could be seen among them. Today was the day for the finals of the tuning exams, where young Genins would showcase their talent and skills in hopes for getting promoted to tuning rank. Because of that, a lot of people, such as clients, daimyos of the various nations, and village officials, were in the village to see the performances, either for their future business or, in some cases, future threats. A single figure looked over the buzzing activities from the top of the Hokage monument. Naruto stood there, fully geared up in a high-collar, black long-sleeve t-shirt with the Uzumaki symbol on his back, gray pants, and his black shinobi sandals. It was a very important day, one he knew he would remember all his life. It was the opportunity for him to rise in the ranks and finally face more challenging situations. He was really starting to get impatient doing all of those chores that they called missions. He knew that for him to get promoted, he would need to show the higher-ups that he had the abilities and mindset to reach tuning rank. But he wasn't worried. He had full confidence in his abilities that he would be promoted. But that was not the only goal he had in mind. He wanted to dominate this tournament and win it. He wanted people to remember his name. He wanted to leave a mark at the end of this exam, but he knew it wouldn't be easy. Because of his age, a lot of people didn't think he should be allowed to continue in the exams, but he knew it wasn't the first time a genin around his age was participating in the tuning exams. He didn't pay much attention to those kinds of matters though. He knew his Jiji-chan would handle those things. The only thing that mattered to him was his village, and he wanted to see his village on top of these exams. That's one of the reasons he wanted himself to be the one dominating. He had been training alone with his sensei and had done everything he could be 100% ready for the finals. He hadn't even seen his other two teammates who were busy in their own training with their families, though he wondered if he should call them his teammates, since they were both going to be his opponents in the finals. He turned his head to look back and saw his sensei walking towards him. A small smile came to Naruto's face as he turned fully to face him. "Sensei? What are you doing here? I thought you'd be busy with the other clan heads." Shikaku smiled a little but still maintained a lazy look on his face and shrugged. "There is still some time left for the finals to start, so I decided to check on my students." "So you already met Hana and Yujeo?" Naruto asked. "I haven't made any contact with any of them in the last 3 days." "But both troublesome women looked quite eager to fight in the finals," Shikaku added, and Naruto chuckled at his sensei at the mention of the word troublesome. "So, are you ready for the finals?" Naruto nodded. "Yes, I'm ready. I have full confidence in myself, though the only opponents I'm worried about are Hana and Yujeo." Shikaku nodded in understanding. "That's understandable. They're the only ones who know about you using your Sharingan and fooling your opponents with Genjutsu. But Naruto, don't get too overconfident and underestimate other genins. Also, I advise you not to rely on your Sharingan too much. You have to show off your other skills for the judges to promote you." "I know that, Sensei, and I'm not overestimating anyone. I've worked on my other skills besides the Sharingan," Naruto insisted with a smile. "I'm only using it as a last resort, so you don't have to worry about me getting overconfident." Good to hear that, Shikaku muttered and patted Naruto on the head, which resulted in an annoyed look from him. Naruto hated when people treated him like a kid, and he knew Shikaku knew that. Shikaku only laughed at the look on Naruto's face. Well, good luck for the finals, brat. I should get going now. I have to be with the other clan heads. Naruto nodded. Thank you for training me, Sensei. I'll make you prouder. Ah, troublesome, Shikaku muttered in response. Don't mention it, Brad. It's my job. Well, anyways, I'll be taking my leave, so see you at the stadium. Shikaku walked off, waving goodbye, and left Naruto alone. Naruto turned around and looked over the village once again. He had first thought of going to meet up with Hana and Yujeo, but decided against it and end in favor of being alone. Stadium. Sometime later, all the Genin contestants had gathered in the middle of the stadium and were talking among themselves and waiting for the finals to start. Naruto knew each one of them had trained hard for this moment, and they were all here to represent their respective villages and wanted to make their village stand out from the other. Naruto stood with his arms folded and an impressive look on his face. Hana and Yujeo stood at his side. As he looked around the stadium, he was impressed with the amount of people who were present in the stadium. A curving wall swept in and around the circular grounds, while the ceiling was round and open. The grounds were covered in dirt, and trees grew here and there. Scaffolding stretched out horizontally, protruding from the top of the walls, where a large number of spectators were waiting for the matches to start. There were daimyos and people from the ruling classes in all lands, officials from villages in the ninja world, chunin, jonin. There were no empty seats. Some were making bets on participating genins, and a buzz of excitement hung in the air. Which village could stand with the responsibility for the future of the ninja world in its shoulders? This place where capable genin from every village risked their lives in battle was a microcosm of the battlefield. Not infrequently, the fights were directly connected with the power structure among the villages, which was exactly why Naruto had to show off his true power. Naruto wanted to demonstrate such overwhelming strength that the adults gathered there wouldn't so much as think of laying a hand on Konoha. He had absolutely no intention of going easy on anyone, even if he had to fight against his own teammates. He was going to give this everything he had. You better be ready, Naruto-kun. You just stop spamming the freaking chat. Who is this? Nah, I'm annoyed. Bro, of course it's in. You know what? It's fine. Let's get back into this. You better be ready, Naruto-kun, Yujeo said, getting his attention. Naruto looked at her and raised a single eyebrow in confusion. What do you mean? Yujeo faced him with a serious look. I have trained hard for this, and I don't plan on losing to anyone, especially not you. Your cheap, dirty tricks will not work on me, so you better be ready for me. Naruto smiled at her. He was not surprised by her attitude. He knew how serious and determined she was with her training, and that was the thing he liked about her. She wasn't like the other girls he had seen in the academy. Naruto had always secretly admired her, and he was kinda jealous of her. Her sword abilities were far better than his, and he knew he couldn't match her in that department. Also, battling against Hana and Yujeo would not be easy because they knew his secrets and how to counter them. I'm not here just to fight, I'm here to win, Naruto responded with a smirk, so don't expect me to go easy on anyone. I don't expect you to go easy on me, Yujeo replied with her own smirk. Hope you two idiots didn't forget about me. I'm also willing to fight both of you. As Hana spoke, her companion barked in agreement. I'll kick your butt anytime, Hana, Yujeo responded smugly. And who knows, maybe I'll end up winning this whole tournament. Naruto yawned as he listened to Yujeo. This got an annoyed expression from her and a tick mark appeared on her forehead. Keep dreaming, you idiot, he said. What's taking so long? Why haven't the matches started yet? Hana wondered, confusedly looking around. The Hokage has yet to arrive. Everyone's waiting for him, I guess. Naruto pointed out with a shrug as he looked at the balcony where the Hokage were going to be sitting. He saw some of the clan heads were already sitting there, and amongst them he could see Shikaku, who nodded at him upon noticing his gaze. Wow, your observation skills always amaze me, Naruto-kun, Uchiha stated with a hint of sarcasm in her tone. Naruto sighed a little. He had gotten used to her by now and he knew she would never miss an opportunity to pull his leg. So he just responded with his own sarcasm. Why, thank you, Uchiha-san. I didn't know you thought so highly of me. Hana chuckled at his answer, while Uchiha looked annoyed and glared at Naruto while muttering curses under her breath. Stupid Naru, stupid blonde. Before they could continue their talk, they were interrupted by the arriving Jonin. It was Aoba, the same Jonin who had been the proctor in the second round. He came to a stop before the group of Genin. Welcome to the finals of the Chunin exams. I think you already know me from before, so there is no need for introductions. I'll be the proctor for the finals. Hokage-sama is going to start with the proceedings, so please be quiet. Just as he finished, all the spectators started cheering and Naruto noticed the third Hokage standing in the balcony. The Hokage raised a hand up, commanding the crowd to settle down. Immediately the crowd went silent and he cleared his throat a bit before speaking. Welcome everyone to the finals of the Chunin exams. Loud cheers went through the stadium. We will now begin the main matches with the 12 Genin that have come this far. Please enjoy the matches and I wish all the contestants the very best. The crowd continued cheering loudly after the Hokage's welcome speech and Naruto could feel the anticipation in the air. Meanwhile, Aoba looked at the contestants in front of him and spoke. Before we start, you need to check out who you're going up against. You're each going to participate as an individual. He pointed towards the display screen. The pairs-ups will be shown on the screens in a moment for the first round. All the contestants looked at the screens closely as they turned on, and then looked at their opponents. The first match was going to be between Naruto Uzumaki of Konoha against a Genin from Kumo. Naruto looked at the boy. He was from Kumogakure village and looked 4 to 5 years older than him. If Naruto remembered correctly, this boy was one of the favorites in this tournament. But to Naruto, the boy looked average, but he also knew he should never underestimate any opponent. Aoba again called out to get their attention. Alright, the first match will be Naruto Uzumaki versus Yashiro of the Hidden Cloud Village. The rest of you need to go back to the waiting room. Both the Genin stepped forward and looked at each other, while the rest of the Genins nodded and started to move. Hana and Uchiha both wished Naruto luck before they left to wait for their turn. Now, only the referee, Naruto, and his opponent, Yashiro, stood on the battlefield, looking at each other. Yashiro was standing lazily and didn't look interested at all. Naruto stared at him in confusion. Before starting the fight, Aoba spoke again. There are absolutely no rules for how to fight. The contestant continues until one will admit defeat. However, when I judge that the continuation is impossible, the match will be stopped there. You both understand? Stands. The Hokage sat in the stands and waited for the fight to start. He was showing his professional expression, but on the inside, he was very excited to see Naruto show off some more of his skills. To his side, his advisors were also sitting with his former teammates and some of the clan heads, such as Hyuga, Inuzuka, Nara, Akimichi, Aburame, and Yamanaka. Everyone was here to see the potential of the young shinobi. I am very excited to see what your student can do, Shikaku. I've heard quite a bit about him, Inoichi Yamanaka said. Before Shikaku could respond, Danza spoke. I'm also looking forward to seeing what he can do. He has been excellent throughout the tournament so far. Everyone is looking forward to seeing him in action, Hiruzen said. Since the news of him and his team breaking the record of Minato Namikaze, they've been the center of attention, especially Naruto. He looked down on the battlefield to see Aoba explaining the rules to the two Genins. It'll not be easy for him from here for him, Hamura stated. His opponent Yashiro is considered quite strong in his village. Also, the boy is more experienced than Naruto. Some of the others nodded in the room. I can assure you all that my student can handle himself very well, Shikaku said confidently. Some often underestimate him for his age, and he just takes advantage of that. Well then, it'll be good to see what the prodigy of Hidden Leaf can do up against the prodigy of the Hidden Cloud, Danzo spoke with a barely visible smirk on his face. This match was what he had come to see. Show me what you can do, Naruto Uzumaki, he thought. But he failed to notice the narrowed look from Shikaku Nara, who was keeping a close look on him. The field. Back on the field, the opponents stood facing each other. The whole crowd watched in anticipation for the start. By this time, Yashiro had yawned in a number of times, to the point where Naruto wondered if he might actually fall asleep on the spot, and whether he would be able to fight like that. Maybe we should have them push our turn back, so you can get a proper sleep, Naruto asked his opponent. Yashiro looked at Naruto, his eyelids hanging halfway over his perfectly round eyes. No need to worry, he said to Naruto, smiling, but even his smile looked sleepy. Naruto couldn't do anything other than nod at him. He wondered if his opponent was doing this on purpose. If he wasn't, it was apparent the boy was not taking him seriously. First round, third exam. Konohagakure Ninja Naruto Uzumaki against Kamigakure Ninja Yashiro. Start, the proctor shouted. Okay, that's where I'm gonna end it. I hope you've all enjoyed. I know this was really short, but I just wanted to get back into the story and see how this will do. I'll record another part, which will probably come out tomorrow. But after that, it depends on how well the video does. If it does really well, it will be part of the main series again. If not, I'll just do it on the side like I am now. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you all in the next part. Bye.
Wanted a bitch who was on the move, but you on a goddamn late. Got that one in my bed and she just wanna sleep. Fucking up all of the sheets. She only wake up to eat. Do this shit every week. Like why you do that? Crying you wanna be great, but sleeping until the next day. Why you do that? Got that much in the bank. We go out, she order to stay. Why you do that?